sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
I cut my mounts off and actually angled them a little bit. So I think the bushings will appreciate that. Because before, when they were straight up, it was putting a lot of tension on the bushings. So hopefully that'll work a little bit better. And they're not too bad when it's laid down. Also, I was looking at these spring perches. As you can see, I got a pretty big chunk of steel in there now. There wasn't a whole lot of room for that spring to hold itself in there. There wasn't a very deep pocket at all. So I added this plate on there to give it a little bit more area for the spring to sit in without flying out. Hopefully that helps. It should. And then I'm going to build another piece that goes on this way. Yeah. Just, you know what? Just kind of learning as I go. Okay. I mean, it's pretty evident that I've never done anything like this before. But when I see something that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, I try to fix it as good as I can fix it. To try to help, you know, not have as many problems in the future. I'm sure I'm still going to have problems. Yeah, buddy. She's in there. She is on. Fully secured. Yep, that'll hold. Now, it's not actually bolted into the frame. I just got a piece of rebar sitting in there in the same spot where I'm going to be running the bolts, just to kind of get an idea of the angle. Pretty happy with it. I mean, as you've seen, raised up, it's kind of extreme, but it's a high lockup, so the angle gets a little crazy. It's to be expected. And without putting a one-piece drive shaft in this thing, if you had a one-piece drive shaft, you could probably get the pinion to come down because you wouldn't have to have it at such a pitch to hit the middle of the drive shaft. You would actually be angling the rear end to the tail of the transmission instead of the carrier bearing. But I am not going to cut out the bottom of my drive shaft tunnel. Just does not seem like a good thing to do. However high I can get with a two-piece drive shaft, that's how high this car is going to go. And if it's not enough to beat King Tut, oh well, because I think his frame's buckling. So I don't want to be that guy. There she is, doing a little bit more work on the frame. Got some more plates in. Man, this eats up some steel pretty quick. I need to go ahead. I've just been using this this scrap steel guy that I have local to me. He gets a lot of like random cut pieces from different job sites and sells them for a little bit cheaper than I could buy them at the steel store, because a 4x8 sheet of 3/16, it's like $140 at the local steel place. But I think I'm going to have to end up going that route because he's running pretty thin. And it chews it up pretty quick. That was a pretty good sized piece over there. And I only got two sides out of one. I'll be able to get the third side, and I'll use some of it for the spring perch on that side. So yeah, it's coming along pretty good. Just want to do a little quick update with the wishbone actually bolted on the rear end. Looks pretty cool. Like I said, I'm going to paint this thing. So I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I could chrome anything that I fabricated like this, because, I mean, I could, but it wouldn't look the greatest. Just because, you know, some of my stuff's kind of dirty, but it gets done. So I got that plate inside of here to smooth that out. I'm going to go ahead and grind that down, and then I'll body work that to make that smooth. I'll bodywork the whole thing before I paint it, but I'm just going to leave everything. I still have these tacked in here because, like I said, I had to take an inch out of these tubes because it was too long. That rear end was pitched really hard. So I took an inch out, and I like the angle of that a lot better. That looks pretty official, doesn't it? Pretty official. So yeah, I'm going to bodywork that before I paint it. I'll probably just paint it black. I was thinking about maybe painting the trailing arms a different color, but I can't think of a cool color to go with everything. I was thinking about maybe doing like a gold or a green or something like that, but I think black will look good with some little accents here and there, maybe some striping. I think if I start getting crazy with different colored trailing arms and stuff like that, I think it might start to look kind of cheesy. So I want to try to keep it as little on the cheesy side as possible. Okay, that's what the Lincoln's for. The Lincoln's just a cheese machine. So I'm going to keep all the cheese on the Lincoln for now, especially if I'm going to keep the Lincoln, because the raffle ain't going so hot, to be honest with you. I think we're up to 12 tickets. I get it. It's $100. It's a lot of money. I get it. But it's $100 for a car. I mean, 1 in 80 chance at a car. It's pretty good, but whatever. Whatever. Not your dad. Can't tell you what to do. No, I really get it. For everybody that has not bought a ticket, that would really like to have a ticket, I understand. $100 is a lot of money for something that's not a guarantee. I get that. I'm not a huge fan of gambling, but I have spent more than $100 before gambling and walked away with absolutely nothing. Hit a couple buttons and walked away with nothing. So and it hurt. It stung, but I get it. Trust me. I'm not taking it personal. I'm not going to find out who you are and block you. I'm not going to hunt you down. I don't even care. Doesn't bother me. I got no problem with it. There's not a whole lot that bothers me anymore. If I start to get a little worked up, I just think about, man, you got a Sixfoe hanging from your ceiling. How many people on the planet can say that? I'd be real shocked if there was one other person. Real shocked.